Good morning. I'm Lana Scott, Lighthouse. Do you know who you are? This is something I've been thinking about lately. And that's going to be the title of this one. Do you know who you are? I am slowly discovering who I actually am. And I made me a some little notes here, and I'm going to share them with you. And either they resonate with you or they don't, because everybody has something special. Everybody has their own special purpose on earth. So I'm gonna tell you what I've got here, and then I'm gonna explain them to you because I'm a storyteller. I'm gonna tell you a few stories in between. I'm a divine healer. I'm a divine healer because I'm always wanting to help people. I didn't realize they keep saying I'm a healer. I keep hearing my angels say, you're a healer, you're a healer. I'm like, what kind of healer am I? How am I supposed to heal people? Well, I'm always wanting to help people. I've brought food to people. I've given people rides. I helped save a girl from killing herself one time. All these little bitty things along my life that I have done. I have helped people. I have helped people who love me back. I still have a few people that have loved me for years and years and just love me for who I am. I have met and had friends who acted like they were trying to help me, and then years later discovered that they were really just trying to help themselves or look good to everybody while they were trying to pretend like they were helping me and trying to actually put me into a situation where I had no choice but to work for them and do nothing but work for them to work it all off and pretty much stay an indentured servant. If you do not know what an indentured servant is, an indentured servant back in the days when they came from Europe to the United States, if they couldn't afford to pay their passage, somebody would pay it for them. Then they would go live on their property, have all their needs met. Oh, I wasn't even going to have all my needs met. I was going to have to pay for my lot rent and get a little salary, but have to give it right back in lot rent. But all their needs would be met. But they would work on the farm, work on the ranch, work on the mansion. These usually were, poor people that came to the rich people's homes. And they would be an indentured servant for years because they never really told them how much the fee was, how much it was. But they were going to have to come work for them till they paid it off. And poor people didn't know anything about money. They didn't know how to add, a lot of them didn't have an education. They didn't know how to add. They didn't know any. So they would come work for these people. And some of these people lived the rest of their lives paying off a bill that probably got paid off, back then, money being what money was, they probably took them a year to pay it off. But after that, they were just pretty much working for free. Yes, they got a roof over their head for free. They got food for free. But they were expected from sun up to sundown, 7 days a week, no days off. Even at holidays when the other people were resting and recuperating from, because they were the people with the money, the poor people were still working their asses off, day in, day out, which is kind of what my friend wanted me to do. And that's where I drew the line and said, no. So that's what an indentured servant is. They get stuck somewhere and they spend the rest of their lives or until they decide, fuck you, I'm leaving. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say the F word. Then they leave. So I am a divine healer. I try to help people. I'm also a storyteller. Love to tell stories. I'm not always good at explaining things. So I tell stories. And that's just me. Because everything from me comes from my heart. Everything from me comes from what I've learned, what I've seen. And if I can help someone, I'm going to try to help you. Without, with boundaries, of course, because that's another thing I've been learning is boundaries. Do you have boundaries for yourself? Like I said, do you know who you are? So I'm learning boundaries for myself. I'm learning how to discern between what's good for me, what's not good for me, what I will accept, what I won't accept, how far I'll let someone use and abuse me. These days, not so much anymore like I did when I was younger. I mean, beating my head against that door trying to, help and not understand why this isn't working. Why is this person not making me feel loved when I'm giving so much? And gone through that with quite a few people over the years too. If you're constantly giving and they're not giving back, boop, out you go. I'm not putting up with it no more. I'm starting to believe in myself and my own magic. Everyone has their own magic. There is something within us that comes from God, spirituality, the divine. Okay? I'm not going to get into the God, religion, and all that debate. The only thing I will say is there's a big difference between spirituality, or being a spiritual person, believing in something bigger than you, and believing in God, and then having your typical religion. Even the Christian religion, I learned recently, has 400 and something different things to it. So, or like there's Methodist, there's Protestant, there's different traditions we'll say. My intuition is getting better. And I was going to do a whole thing on intuition. Your intuition is that little knowing inside. It's when you suddenly get apprehension of fear, joy, or the goosebumps, your hair rising on the back of your neck. Ooh, this doesn't feel good. You know, when you're walking to your car across that big empty giant parking lot, and you get halfway there and you feel like something is watching you, and you go, ooh, that's your intuition. What else? I do know I deserve a better life. I deserve a better life for myself. I've spent my whole life, I have spent my whole life helping other people, trying to do for other people. And a lot of times I have let my own needs go. Like, I've helped other people to the point where I couldn't pay all my bills, or I bought so much for other people I couldn't take care of my own needs. And if you don't love yourself first, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So who are you? Are you somebody that tries to help but gets taken advantage of? Or are you somebody that always feels bad after you've tried to help someone, and somehow they walk away with a smile on their face, and you feel like something's missing? Like, even though you just did something really nice and they said thank you, but you still walked away feeling kind of sad? Like, you should be happy, right? There's a few times I've done things that I did that were from my heart, that afterwards I was really, really happy about it, you know? But if you do something for someone, or something comes across your path, and I'm not going to try to give any examples, you know when they come along, and you felt empty afterwards, your intuition's telling you something. You have to learn how to listen to your heart, because only your heart and your intuition and your angels and your spirit guides, or however you see the divine or God, it's never going to lead you astray. And so many people don't listen to their instincts. Have you ever done something? And then later said, oh, I think I made a mistake there. I think I did, yeah. And then later you find out you really shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have, done this, or I shouldn't have done that. And something came into practical view. Something came into, where you did something, and later it wasn't just something you felt was wrong. It was shown to you that it was wrong, What else? Your own experiences are always going to teach you lessons. People are meant to be in your life for lessons. There are some that are meant to stay, some that are meant to go. Everything is a lesson, folks. So, do you know who you are? Do you know what kind of person you are? There's always a lesson to be learned in everything that comes across your path, no matter what it is. And it can be your kids, your parents, friends, relatives. You can hear something somebody says and go, oh, wow. Chew on it for a while and realize later, hey, I can use that information. So I'm going to tell you now, anything you ever hear me say on my videos, this is my own special thing. If you can use it, use it. If you want to save it for later, because you can maybe use it later, store it in your little file up here. If that's not no use to me, kick it to the curb. Only take from life what can help you become a better person. Be a better person every day. So again, my question to you is, do you know who you are? Do you know what you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you're wanting out of your life? Nobody wants to live a life of misery. And making changes, small changes can make a better life. I have been consistently in the past 2 years, since I've been on this spiritual journey of mine, I have been getting rid of toxic situations, leaving toxic places, leaving just everything that's not serving my higher good. I have been leaving behind. And I even put little reminders to myself of people, places, things that no longer serve me. We don't vibe together anymore. just for me to remember how hard won that lesson was, how much that lesson hurt, how much that lesson didn't serve my highest good, but I needed it to realize that I deserve better. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you want? I want a better life. I want to help more people. I want to be on my spiritual path. I'm in the process of trying to quit smoking. I smoke cigarettes like a fiend. And I'm 59 years old. I'll be 59 on Monday, August 22nd. I hope this helped you. I hope it maybe gave some clarity to some things in your life, because that's going to be my goal on this channel. And for those of you that don't know, I have all kinds of different ways of my intuition coming to me these days. I hear angels, and I don't care what anybody says. I hear angels. When your ears ring, those are your angels. Those are your spirit guides. That is your higher intuition, however you want to look at it. I have had my loved ones come see me. Yes, I have had my own personal family and friends that have been in my life that have passed on. I've had two of them that have physically, their energy has come to me. William Ard. Oh God, William, I miss you so bad. And I love you so much. He came a couple of weeks ago. I was sitting here at this very table, and that door, I suddenly felt him right in front of it. And all he said was, "Hey there." I heard it in my head. I didn't hear it in my ears. And I was like, "What are you doing here?" And then he was gone. I wasn't even surprised. He was just here. I've had different angels talking to me. Some of them have real high-pitched rings in my ears, but I've had one come that was low, deep pitch. And that same one, actually it came twice. Second time, I was looking at it. But I like tarot cards. I look at tarot card readings, and I have my own deck. But it actually said, "This is you. You are a divine healer." How am I a divine healer? By trying to help other people. That's how I'm a divine healer. So things that I've learned from my life, I'm going to share with you. If you have visits from people that you know love you, or like even my dad, he doesn't come anymore, but he used to come every great once in a while. You know how I knew him? Because he loved roses. And I would suddenly smell roses. And that was his sign, "I love you, daughter. I'm here." So do not discount your ancestors, your grandfathers, your grandmothers, your parents, anyone, your children, anyone that you love that you have outlived. If they come to visit you, they will let you know signs and symbols. And anytime you feel them, you're really feeling them. So I just want to remind people, and ask you, do you know who you are? I'm learning who I am. I hope you enjoy this. I am Lana Scott, and this is, I'm going to change this. I don't want to say I'm Lana Scott and this is Lighthouse. I am Lana Scott, Lighthouse.